If you want to start your skincare routine and you just don't know where to start, or you kind of have an idea around it but you still want to know a little more information, then this video is for you, because I'll be explaining in this video very simply how you can build yourself a good and affordable skincare routine in like the 4 major steps. So let's find out. So hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sugar and I do a lot of things on the internet. I like having conversations around things that are affecting the girl child. That's what I am. And also I just basically have fun, do vlogs, but I'm most importantly a skincare YouTuber on this platform. Well, yeah, I am. And if you're interested in this type of content and this is your first time here, please do also subscribe. Thank you. Thank you very much. This is me giving you time to subscribe. Good, thank you. With that said, we are going to be doing the 4 basic steps. I think I've said this 1 million times already. And there's not just 4 steps in a skincare routine. A proper skincare routine, people go as far as 7 and even above, if I'm being honest. As well as some people, is honestly not up to 4 for different reasons. It could be the affordability factor. It could just be the knowledge. They don't know, they're not aware. But a proper skincare routine basically requires 4 steps. These are steps that will guarantee you good skin and healthy skin. Not that it will target your specific issues, mind you. It's not going to target your specific issues, but it is the basics for a good skincare. Everything else that is specific to you adds into these steps. That's why I think it's the foundation is what is most important. So the first step, which is very important, okay, to be fair, all of them are very, very important, and the first step is cleansing. Like, you cannot do anything on your skin without cleansing. Let me just put it out there. Everybody cleanses. Like, you cleanse, your father, your mother, your grandparents. If you don't, then you're not even living a healthy life. You have to cleanse your skin. And this is important because it helps you get rid of the dead cells, the impurities, unclog the pores. It lets your skin breathe. Like, should I really tell you why you should be taking a shower? Honestly, yeah, it is so important for you to cleanse. Now, the thing about cleansing is the light cleansers. You could be doing light cleansing or deep cleansing, depending on you, and that's where you start getting into exfoliation. And it's not really depending on you, depending on that period or the time or whatever it is. Like, depends on factors involved. But there's light cleansing and then there's deep cleansing. There's so many different type of cleansers. They could range from makeup removers, honestly, from like your wives or whatever you use to remove your makeup, which makes sense because that's a process, that's a stage of cleansing, through your micellar water, through your soaps, and right up to proper cleansing products themselves, like face cleansers themselves, because you do have face washes and face cleansers. A whole other conversation. But yeah, basically they run through all of these things and they are all in different formulas. Sometimes these different formulas are just by default of the skin type, but to be fair, these basics and these foundations are not very specific to skin types. To some extent, you'll find that I'll be saying that you can go generally, and even with cleansers you can go generally with the cleansers as well. So cleansers for dry skin people, you could use more heavyweight cleansers, like jelly cleansers, creamy cleansers, because we're already dry skin, and the thing about cleansing is that it kind of strips off the oils from your skin. So it's usually good. Most of these cleansers that I have mentioned, milky cleansers, milky cleansers, gel cleansers, cream cleansers, good. They're formulated in a way that they don't strip you dry in the process of cleansing. Basically, that's why it's good for you to look for cleansers that are in this formula. And on the other hand, oily skin people, they're also advised to use lightweight cleansers because they don't stand, like, they can't be stripped. But going back to what I said, it's not really about the nature of the cleansers. This is just it's just if you want to get pretty specific, but like it doesn't have to be that deep, honestly. But what is more important for oily skin is that they should get cleansers that have salicylic acid, because salicylic, I thought I had hacked the word. Salicylic acid is good for oil control on your on your face, on your skin basically, and also it's also good for people who have acne, for acne prone skin. So salicylic acid in your cleanser is very good for oily skin and acne prone skin. And for us who are on the normal plane, we are enjoying, honestly, you can just use any cleanser. It will not go wrong. Like, you could use any cleansers, but if you're looking for specifics, pay attention to the things I just said. Now let's get to the next step in the skincare routine. The next step in the skincare routine will be the toning step. Now, toners are basically products that help to hydrate your skin. They help to, like I said, hydrate your skin. You know, sometimes they also help to clean your skin, you know, further cleanse your skin after cleansing, and even they help to prepare your skin for the next processes in your skincare routine. Now, the thing about toners is, looking at the history of toners, they are used, in fact they were made to serve different purposes in the past, and that's what's usually very confusing about toners, because you'll see toners like, you know, you'll see things like astringents, tonic acids, tonic solutions, toners themselves, and it's like, what is all of this shenanigans? Because of where toners have come from, the histories of toners, they used to help to even control oils on the skin, but with time the formula for toners has been made in such a way that it helps to hydrate. So as of now, as I'm producing this video, toners help to hydrate your skin, and that is by default of the contents, which is like humectants or plant extracts or essential oils. Yes, essential oils that help to, basically these kind of products go within your skin and will allow me to say that they pull the water into your skin, not into your skin, but like the water from within you, they pull it within your skin. You know the way the layers of the skin are, right? So they make sure that the water stays within the skin, and that's why toners are important. The thing is, toners also, so many people argue that toners are not an essential for skincare, but and the argument is that because if you're further cleansing your skin, then did your cleanser really work? Did it really work? Or a lot of the products now, and especially high-end cleansers and some moisturizers, are made to have toners or properties that help to put, you know, to hydrate the skin. So do you really need to tone? My answer is you still have to tone, because first of all, what toning does, which I think is very important, is that it helps you to prepare, it helps to prepare your skin to absorb whatever else is going to come into your skin. Let me explain using the sponge. It's a very famous explanation, and I'm going to use it as well. If you use a dry sponge, yeah, if you take a dry sponge and you apply something on the dry sponge, let's say a product or some sort of lotion, it wouldn't absorb that lotion, it wouldn't sink in. But if you moisturize hydrate the sponge rather, if you soak the sponge in water and you put that same lotion or that same product on the sponge, the chances are it would absorb the product even more. That's not the same exact thing happening to your skin, but it's very similar. That is why for me toners are very important, because of that effect that they help you to open to, you know, the first of all, it feels good. If I'm being honest, if you put toners, you just feel good. You just feel your skin has been revived. It brings your skin to life after stripping your skin while cleansing it. You know, it brings your skin to life, and then it helps to absorb the product that comes. So to me, toners are very important. Going back to it, is one of those things where the products don't really matter. You could honestly use any toner, and they can be very specific. Again, going back into what is it that you're tackling on your own skin, maybe if you're acne, or maybe you want more, you know, more whatever's, they could be very very specific to you. But generally, it's one of the places that you can just work with any toner. And so I'm going to just give you affordable options, which are very everyday and even natural options. If I'd say, would I say natural? Yeah, natural options, which will be like aloe vera. Aloe vera is a good toner. So aloe vera based toners are very good. You see products that are aloe vera extracts. Aloe vera extracts are really good. Rose water, that is my best. That is my best. I love rose water. I have been using rose water for the longest time. I put rose water and I feel so good. Many people use apple cider and water. That mixture of apple cider and water, I'm not a fan, but it's also a really good one as well. I've been told, and I know people who use it and who love it. You know, there's even witch hazel. Witch hazel is another plant-based substance that is very useful, and even tea tree oils, because all these things they vary in formulas and what they do to your skin, to be specific, but they have like a general sense, which is what I'm doing in this video. And those things I've named are very useful. If you know more toners, by the way, because I feel like toners is one of those things where there are so many toners you can go for. There are so many toners, like so many, especially natural toners that you can go for. So if you know more, put in the comment section so you can help educate others. And if you've tried some of these things, please let me know your comment as well, your reaction. I would love to know if it's just me, you know. I know it's not just me, I'm giving you guys correct information, but I want to hear from you basically. Yes. And so let's move into the third step. Hey, English left me behind. Let's move to the third step of this routine. Upon severe struggling with English, I really needed to take a break. Well, let's get to this third stage, third step, which is moisturizing. Moisturizing is very important. Moisturizing, everyone does it. Just like I said, everything in this routine is very important. That is why this is a foundation, a basic routine that just leaves your skin healthy. And moisturizing, compared to what most people think, I feel like a lot of us will actually know why we use moisturizers on a daily. But moisturizers help to maintain the moisture within your skin. And how does it do that? It does not really add anything, honestly. It just sits on your skin. It forms a layer that protects your skin from losing the moisture, the water, the things that are within your skin already. So if you're wondering why I think toners are important, is because what will your moisturizer be protecting if you've not hydrated anything? Are you seeing? Are you seeing where I'm going with this? Exactly. So moisturizers help to protect whatever you've put in between your skin. Now, if you're going to a more extensive, if you have a more extensive skincare routine, like some people do, like if you watch your favorite YouTubers and other skincare people, or you know, people who basically make content on skincare, you'll find out that they have other things in between their routine that I've not mentioned here. I'll be mentioning them in other videos. You'll find things like serums, you find things like treatments and whatever. All these things fall in between toning and moisturizing. That's why I said these are the basics. Everything else are just like extras, which I'll do. So I just needed you guys to know that, so that you guys are not confused. So your moisturizer helps to put everything, it helps to seal and protect everything that you've put in your skin that is good for your skin, so you don't lose it. The thing too about moisturizers is some of them are made in such a way that contain toners, contain even these other things that I was saying, which can sink into your skin. I wouldn't advocate for that. I'll just advocate, okay, now that we're working on a budget, it's good to have a moisturizer that can revitalize your skin by having these essential things. But if you think there's anything that your skin really needs, get it for your skin, to be specific. Is also really very important, because the effect, the formula does not permit these other things to do a good job as it will do on their own single-handedly. Going back to why I think toners are important, because yes, you can get a moisturizer that has a toner. Some people even say that moisturizers have what, sunscreen. Nah, that would not even make sense. I've heard that, but now I'm saying out loud, I'm just like, it's not even making sense to me. But if your moisturizers have toners or treatments or other serums that are useful to your skin, they'll work, you know, they will work, but it's also important to get those other things single-handedly if you're targeting any particular thing on your skin. But basically, because the moisturizers just sit on your skin, and if you're like me, I do hate when my moisturizer doesn't, like, as much as it sits on my skin, but I don't need to see it sit there. It annoys me so much. It has to like sink in. It has to like, it has to look like it has disappeared, even though now that you know it's not necessarily disappearing, it's sitting there. But yeah, that's basically what moisturizers do. And just like the rest, you can get moisturizers in any formula, the lotion, the gels, the creams, and sometimes, many people, or I am part of this, many people who used to think that the gel moisturizers are probably for like oily skin people, or I don't know. No, I know some good gel moisturizers that are as good as lotion for dry skin. Like, they're just so good that sink in, like I'm saying, but still do their work to moisturize. And in fact, your skin is thriving. So any formula, depending on the product, would go. It's alright. It's okay. It's fine. It's good. This last step is the sunscreen. Now you think about, you're probably wondering why I called my own a 4-step basic routine, because it looks like it used to be 3-step. It was just 3-step, which is cleansing, toning, moisturizing. But let me tell you, application of sunscreen is super important. I cannot stress this, I cannot emphasize this enough. I feel like the whole world is going through a revival of use sunscreen, especially dark skinned people. We, especially us in our village, okay, Cameroon, I don't know why I'm calling your name, but yeah, we are not really trained to understand that it's important for us to use sunscreen as dark people. It's something that is really just entering, but it's very important. Let me explain why. Sunscreen helps to protect us from harsh UV rays that make us darker, that make our skin old, that even lightly, that expose us to skin cancer basically. So if you don't use sunscreen, you will not be protected from some of these things. And then you begin to wonder why your skin is very dark. The way that, we all know the obvious difference between your face and like the parts of your body that are not always exposed, or like your feet and then your leg, if you're some of us, like some of us who wear open toe shoes a lot. It's because the sun has hit this part of our body until it's dark, and then this is where you start feeling the need to start using maybe lightening, I wouldn't even say lightening products, but like things to even your skin out or to glow. But if you're using sunscreen, you wouldn't have to go through a lot of that stress. So sunscreen is important to help us just protect our skin and keep our natural color. And just in case you're thinking that, so if I'm using something to help my skin, am I lightening or doing whatever? No, because first of all, most of us didn't even know that we need to use sunscreen. And to be fair, sunscreen will not do all the work, but it's also very important because it's like you're not doing anything. For example, if you have acne and you're fighting the acne and it's leaving dark spots on you, if you are not using sunscreen, what you're doing, it's either going to take forever, or it will not even go. Like, it will take such a long time, a longer time than it will go if you're using sunscreen on top of all of your regimens and routines for your skin. So sunscreen is so important, you guys. Sunscreen is honestly so important. I can't really emphasize this. It's so important. And there are like 2 types of sunscreen, and I know that this is why people don't like sunscreen. There's the mineral sunscreen, which leaves a white cast, especially on us black people. And there's I think they're called chemical sunscreens, yeah. Those ones are more high-end sunscreen, and they tend to blend in more into our skin. Because those ones are more expensive, most people don't want to use sunscreen because it's like, well, I use something so expensive that is going to leave me white. You can counter that. I remember even for me that was a problem. But remember what moisturizing and sunscreen does. They sit on your skin. They don't sink into your skin. So if you put sunscreen, you can put oil on it, which will cancel the effect of the whiteness without necessarily removing the sunscreen. I'm not saying that you have to completely put oils all over it so much, but you can just put something that would make it less white. It's a tip that I've used and it works. And this is why it works, because people who put on makeup, my dear ladies, us who put on makeup, we use sunscreen before we put on our makeup. We don't put sunscreen on makeup, and the sunscreen still works, right? So it's the same concept, that if you put anything on your sunscreen, the sunscreen will still do its work to shield sun UV rays into harming and destroying and and darkening our melanins and making things not so good. I don't know why it annoys me so much, because I feel like I've seen the difference as soon as I started using sunscreen. I have seen the difference, and to be fair, I've not even been targeting any particular thing on my body, but like the difference was so clear without even trying so hard. And then especially when now, because I tend to have acne on my chest and on my back, when I started paying attention to that, I have really, the difference has been so clear, guys. So use sunscreen. Use sunscreen on your body. Yes. So basically everything that I have mentioned, or this 4-step routine, can be used twice a day. You might not want to use sunscreen in the evening, which is understandable. You're staying home. I know people who do, different strokes for different folks, because it's not really stopping anything. But at least the 3 of out of these 4 you can use 2 times every day, and just at least let your skin be in a good and healthy state, healthy state, and you're revitalized and you're fresh and you're glowing without doing so much work. And there'll definitely be more videos like this coming up. There'll be more talking about the other steps in the skincare routine and explaining why we put them. And just like I said earlier on, I would be making videos on each of these steps. So you should stay tuned. You should honestly connect, because this is a whole skincare series right now. I'll be making videos on each of these in such a way that you can understand even more why this is relevant to you and what you should use that will be more beneficial to you. So that's it for this video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really enjoyed sourcing for this content, making it, shooting it, preparing for it, trying to make a background for it. I really enjoy doing this, you guys. I hope you guys enjoy seeing it as well. Content is going to get better, I promise. And just stay tuned until the next video. Peace out.